Since the creation of the internet, every industry has been turned upside down. Amazon changed retail. Uber changed transportation. YouTube changed video forever. With the invention of crypto, money is next. At the speed technology is growing, the future of money and securities are digital. 9 out of 10 millennials do not trust banks. The value of money relies on trust. Government debt is higher than it's ever been before. Central banks continue to print money. Fortunately, the world has a new solution. Experts predict in 7 years, 10% of the world's economy will be in crypto-based assets. Today, 1 billion people have access to the financial industry. Crypto is about empowering the other 6 billion people by banking the unbanked. Do not underestimate this. Do you wish you invested in Google, Amazon, or Netflix before anyone ever knew about them? $1,000 invested in Netflix turned to over $500,000. At Token Metrics, we help you find the next Netflix. Token Metrics users think differently about investing. They are early adopters looking for financial freedom. They are people who see a better world. A world without international borders. We believe in a world where everyone has access to the next financial revolution. At Token Metrics, we are creating a bridge that gets you to that revolution. We will help you make sound investments in this new world. The world's best investors do not rely on their intuition. They embrace technology and AI to invest. Token Metrics uses AI to find invisible patterns in data to help you invest and trade in crypto. In the past, we have used our data-driven system to achieve financial freedom. Now, we are giving you the keys. We created Token Metrics to be the only platform you'll ever need to make money in crypto. We give you AI and access to crypto experts at the best price. The moon is not the limit. To the moon and beyond.
Disclaimer. Token Metrics Media LLC does not provide individually tailored investment advice and does not take a subscriber's or anyone's personal circumstance into consideration when discussing investments, nor is it registered as an investment advisor or broker-dealer in any jurisdiction. Information contained herein is not an offer or solicitation to buy, hold, or sell any security. The Token Metrics team has advised and invested in many blockchain companies. A complete list of their advisory roles and current holdings can be viewed here at tokenmetrics.com/disclosures.
All right. Happy Sunday, crypto family. Hope you're all doing well. I'm Ian Balina, your host, and welcome to Token Metrics Live, being joined by Bill Noble and Forrest Przybysz. Hey, what's up, guys? How are you? Happy Sunday.
Ian,
Happy
hi.
Sunday.
All right. And happy Sunday to our crypto family. Thank you for joining us. So on today's show, let me pull up the presentation here. We'll be talking about crypto Bounceback. Are we in a bull or bear market? And how to hedge against inflation, and also how to buy a crash. So stay tuned. We'll give you the market update, price predictions. We'll cover Bitcoin, Ethereum, and more. And we'll also do a brief AMA towards the end. And make sure to follow us across social media on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and the podcast. We are launching a new podcast. Yes, a new podcast, more content. You've been asking for more content, and we're giving it to you. Bill, what's the new podcast? You want to tell the crypto family about the new podcast we're working on?
Sure. We're working on something called the Engine Room after science fiction. where we're going to give you a background on how the rocket ship flies. Basically, we're going to do inside token metrics, what we think about, the market, how we develop our thinking, our theories. Also, just talking about the personalities behind the scenes, from the guys that make the AI to philosophers who think about different approaches to the market.
All right, awesome. Looking forward to that. So be sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend. Not being in crypto is a financial crime. Crypto forever. So share this live stream and let's get crypto family on board. And also be sure to check out tokenmetrics.com. This is being brought to you by us, our company. It's a data-driven platform to research and find the next possible 100x investments in crypto using data analytics and machine learning. We also have Tokenmetrics TV, and we're working on launching Tokenmetrics version 2 later this year, probably around Q4, so stay tuned. We'll have on-chain data, we'll have sentiment analysis. Very, very excited for Tokenmetrics version 2. And for those who want to participate in the live stream AMA, go to menti.com, menti.com. Use the code 7706-4904. That's 7706-4904. And on the agenda for today, we'll go through and do the market update by Bill. Forrest will go through and show you how to buy a flash crash. How to buy a flash crash to make sure you come up on top. We'll go through, do question of the day, thought of the week, crypto showdown. We'll cover Axie Infinity, one of the most popular products in the last month, which has done very, very well. Because even in a crash or bear market, there are always gains available if you can find them. And Axie Infinity was actually a project that was highly rated by the Tokenmetrics grade. So stay tuned for that. Then we'll answer a question from the forum. We'll do the AMA, and we'll take some questions from Twitter, I believe, if we can find them. All right, so here's a recap in terms of the last recent videos on Tokenmetrics TV. This is essentially the Netflix for TV for our customers. Premium content. We have 5 new episodes by Bill on the market update. That's Monday through Friday. I did a part 1 to Helium staking. I know lots of our audience out there has Helium. So the first video was me going through looking at different staking providers and doing research on them and telling you the ones I like. Then I'll do a follow-up, a part 2 on Helium staking, where I show which one I go with for staking my Helium, my HNT token. Then Forrest had a video on margin pressure levels, which is very, very popular. Then Jad had a video going through and showing the performance of our indices. We have 50 indices, and 98% of them did better than Bitcoin since, I believe, February, and 90% of them beat the market. Meaning that 90% of our indices have done better than the market. So our team is working hard to make sure that we're helping our customers make money even during this downturn. Then we have 5 new projects from Forrest in Hidden Gems. Then we have Dylan with Crypto Roundup talking about Jerome Powell and stablecoin regulations. Then we have a new show, kind of a new show, Bill with our Chief Quant Garage. They're now doing a show together. Bill, want to kind of talk about that, about Garage, or I guess you're psychic now for Crypto Happy Hour?
Yes. So for Crypto Happy Hour, we are putting together 2 people that have deep legacy backgrounds. One of them in the qualitative, that's me with TA, and Garage with the quantitative. And in the legacy world, Friday night is like work, except you just have beer with it. So what we're doing is we're talking happy hour, but we're talking markets. And if you want to get an education and get some real foresight into what's going to happen next week, that's the show to tune in for.
All right. Thank you, Bill. That show is going to be very, very popular. And then for Crypto Hot Seat, Dylan has an interview with somebody from the Armor team. I believe one of the founders, I believe. So stay tuned, or rather go to TMTV to watch that video, because I know lots of you out there also invested or had an interest in Armor. I've done videos on that for Moon Mission. All right, and then thank you once again to everybody who's been indicating interest in the testing water phase for our crowdfund for the Reg CF. And by the way, just to clarify, right now we're still going through the testing water phase. No actual investment is being taken at the moment, although we funder will ask you for that information. So pause the video, read this disclaimer. Right now, we're not offering any securities, but we're giving our community an opportunity to indicate interest in possibly purchasing equity in Tokenmetrics, right? So all you have to do is just go to wefunder.com/tokenmetrics. Right now, we're almost at 3.8 million out of the 4 million. So thank you so much, crypto family.
We just landed on the moon in the Lambo.
Right? We cannot be here without you. So definitely wanted to make sure we gave you an opportunity to invest and share in the success of Tokenmetrics, because our goal is to go to the moon and beyond and to take a whole community with us, right? So thank you so much for the support. And as you see here, anybody can invest for as little as $100, right? And I think some people have been saying they're having issues if they're outside the US. Definitely contact WeFunder support. I know some people have been talking about maybe using TransferWise or something, but contact the support. They should be able to help you out with that. Okay, so that being said, let's segue to Bill with a market update. Bill?
Good evening, everybody. I'm Bill Noble, and this is your market update. We are going to talk about one burning question. Is the low already in, or is there risk of an event or kind of like a flash crash where you may get to pick up crypto at discounted prices because of a sudden burst of selling? Let's go to Bitcoin's short-term chart. So as you can see by the black arrows in the bottom right-hand corner, Bitcoin is traveling in this dreadful downward sloping range. Every time Bitcoin kind of lurches down, it makes sort of a new low. My suspicion is there's so many buyers down here that that's what's holding it up. However, there could be risk that whoever is selling it, obviously it's some big player, could lose patience, sell all at once. Now, I don't necessarily think that's the case, but I think developing a plan in case it happens is a good idea. Now, Ethereum, same thing, right? This was going, Mike Tyson makes a tweet, ETH goes up 3%, gets the resistance shown by the yellow box. Then what does it do? It goes right back down, right? Back down below 1900. I'm going to stick to what I've been saying on Tokenmetrics TV and the live stream. There really isn't a good rationale for ETH to be below 1900. That doesn't mean it couldn't do it. Okay. If you look at this next chart, okay, 1850 on the weekly chart's really good support. Okay. But it's tough to find good support below 1850 until 1400. Now, I'm not saying ETH's going to go to 1400, but I'm saying that there is a theoretical possibility that they could wick it down there. Okay. Or wick it below 1850 enough to scare everybody. I would estimate that that would probably be a one-day event, and when it's over, this could go back up again sharply. Now, this is ETHE. This is the Grayscale Trust for Ethereum. Okay, right now it's trading around 17 as of Friday. Okay, if there is a flash event and it falls to, say, 16 or 15, there's a gap there that would act as support. So I'm expecting ETHE to turn around and go up. Just leave some money available in case you get this really juicy chance to grab it when everyone's panicking. Now, DeFi, really getting on my nerves. Okay, resistance was at 8,000. It stopped there and went back to support at 6. I was kind of hoping for a test of 11. The bear market, or at least you can't say the bull market has started until DeFi perp takes out 11K. It means it's got a 1x from here, which seems daunting. However, DeFi is really, really beat up. So again, if there is a flash crash, I know there's a lot of lines on this chart, but there is a lot of support in DeFi perp below 6,000. So if they do wick it down there, I expect buyers to show up, okay? Especially if, there's kind of a one-day event in equities, right? Which, can cause a minor disruption in crypto for a day or two, but then crypto would return higher. Let's go to small altcoins. Okay, we're going to get to Dogecoin at the end, so stay tuned. Okay, Audius, symbol audio. Audio has invalidated the bear market and said we're officially in bull mode. Okay, the question is it making a base or can it turn around and take out $1.36? Audio is up today, so everything always looks good on a green day. If this thing can't stay below $1, it's a sign that the bulls are in charge. If the bulls are in charge and NFT narrative continues, this music coin is extremely undervalued. Okay, Doge. Just a brief reminder of meme coins and the idea of looking for quality. Doge has returned to where the rally originally took off from. So all the wealth from all the Doge millionaires has been unwound. The lesson from this is don't fall for these traps. And if you are fortunate to make money in a trade like this, that's the point. It's just a trade. You don't hodl something like Doge. Okay, AXS. Okay, a very unique NFT play. There's a big GAN point at 22. There was a fib resistance point at 29. Lo and behold, they took it up. Okay, and then they dropped it back below 22. Now, the next version of our token metrics grading system bought this coin anywhere from 3 to 5. So we've got some really exciting stuff coming out for you in terms of an upgrade of our systems. In the meantime, remember, when you get these sort of coins that moon out of nowhere, when the market hands you a 10 or 20x, take some of the money. All right. I have a concern that there's been a little bit too much froth in NFTs, and some coins like this could normalize. That could be a part of the 1 or 2 day flash event. Bigger picture, NFTs are here to stay. It is the future of the art market. This is just an example of what can happen when people get revved up. As one of my colleagues said, it's not crypto winter and it's not the end of the world when you have a coin like this that can do a 10x, okay, while the rest of the market is doing nothing. So I got a lot out of looking at this chart. In some, NFTs not going anywhere, still an underrated theme, okay, but take your money when the market pays you, pay yourself. Secretary of the Treasury on Monday to convene a working group from the president to discuss stablecoins. Now, I have an outlandish notion for you. With government officials on the tape on Monday, I would think that Bitcoin and Ethereum may be safer than stablecoins. Because if the government really comes after stablecoins, I don't know what happens to stablecoin holders. Bitcoin and Ethereum are decentralized networks, and no one can go after them or is going after them that I know of. Miners may be selling, but you actually may be better off in big cryptocurrencies over the next 3 to 4 weeks. And that's the market update.
All right. Thank you, Bill. So if you enjoyed that market update, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Not being in crypto is a financial crime, and crypto forever. All right. Let's now segue to Forrest.
Hey guys, so as Bill mentioned, I agree with Bill. I don't expect a flash crash, but if you don't expect one, you're not prepared for it, that's, in my opinion, a mistake. So absolutely, could Bitcoin flash crash? Could the crypto market see a flash crash? Absolutely. Now, I'm of the opinion that if we do see a flash crash, it would probably be mild and we'd probably find support buyers down here very quickly to see a fast recovery. But I'm going to go over how you can prepare for multiple scenarios. Like I said, I think the most likely scenario is that we're oversold right now, especially when we compare to other assets, other value assets in the market. I think the most likely scenario is actually short-term bullish. However, I think it's very, very smart to be prepared for a flash crash. So how do you actually buy a flash crash? Now, this may seem obvious, but we're going to get a little bit nuanced here. So for one, have stable coins ready. Now, a lot of people are in a, and it's going to depend on your situation, of course, right? And this is not financial advice, but a lot of people wonder how many or what percentage of stable coins do they need ready? And this is also going to differ depending on what your strategy is, right? For Ian uses Ethereum as a store of value, right? So he's going to be constantly heavily invested in crypto and probably not going to have a big stablecoin balance because he's a value investor. But if you're not strictly a value investor, having some stablecoins ready to buy these flash crashes can be very smart. I support that you probably only need 5 to 10%. Why? Why do you only need 5 or 10%? Well, let's just go with a 10% number here. And for easy math, let's say we see a 50% drop in crypto and your portfolio drops by 50%. Sound familiar? It's what just happened to Bitcoin. So if you think it can't happen, it absolutely can happen. It just did happen, right? So if your crypto portfolio drops by 50% and 10% was in stablecoins, well, now stablecoins make up 20% of your portfolio. Some simple math there. Then if you introduce even very, very low risk levels of leverage, and I don't recommend leverage for everybody, not financial advice, but if you're comfortable with 2x and 3x leverage, you can use 2x leverage on 20% of your portfolio being stablecoins, and all of a sudden you've leveraged that 20% of your portfolio that is in stablecoins up to 40% if you use 2x leverage, or 60% if you use 3x leverage. That's assuming you buy with the dip with all of your stablecoins, which again, not necessarily recommended. Second thing, find support. That may seem obvious, but again, we're going to get nuanced here. So the first thing I've done is just constructed a support zone. Right? Where do we think the buyers are going to come in a nasty, nasty flash crash, right? This is a very conservative support zone in the sense that this takes into account that Bitcoin could fall all the way down to 20K, right? That's our previous all-time high. We've had some consolidation. Previous resistance is usually future support, right? Then I've just drawn bands on either side, minus 10%, and plus 10%. So we've got a range between 18,000 and 22,000. Now, if we wanted to get even more nuanced, these should be about 11.11%, but I'm using 10% so you can follow along with easy math. Now, that 11.11% is related to 10x margin buying and margin selling levels, but if you use 10 or plus or minus 10%, you'll probably be fine, but just know that you may want to use plus 11 or minus 11 for your bands. Now, how deep do these corrections or these flash crashes that bounce back usually go? Usually they're 33% or 50% or somewhere in between. Why? Well, 33%, a 33% and a 33% correction from your base resistance or from your local high, right? So since we've already seen this crash from our all-time high, we've actually fallen minus 50%. And that's where we're consolidating. Yes, the total correction from the all-time high did go to like minus 55%, but for the bulk of our consolidation and support here, it's been centered around minus 50%. The reason that is because that is the level that you can no longer short Bitcoin and protect your on 2x leverage and protect your liquidation point against the all-time high, right? So if you're shorting Bitcoin on 2x leverage, right, which is really the lowest amount of leverage you can use, right, you're going to want to protect your liquidation point by keeping your liquidation point on your short above the all-time high. That means Bitcoin can come all the way up into a double top pattern, right, and you still won't get liquidated. However, as soon as Bitcoin drops below its 50% retracement line from its all-time high, which is about $32,500 because our all-time high was $65,000, then you can no longer short Bitcoin on leverage, right? So you can no longer amplify your capital with leverage. And that's why we see this pattern of support around 32,500. Now we have a new local high. It was around $41,200. We can take and assume that the people selling off their Bitcoin on leverage, right? Shorting Bitcoin on leverage are probably going to want to use this point to protect their liquidation points, right? So we can calculate roughly 33 and two scenarios: a 33% correction, which would bring us down to 27,560, and a negative 50% flash crash, which would bring us down to just over $20,000. Again, I'm reiterating, do I think this is likely? No, I don't think this is the most likely scenario at all, but not being prepared for it is a mistake, right? Quick little case study. You can see these corrections everywhere, right? You can study Bitcoin's chart, you can study Ethereum's chart, you can study just about any assets chart, and you're going to see anything that trades on leverage, especially crypto, because crypto is a very leveraged market. And you can see these flash crashes, right, where we fall down below and we go 33% or 50% below. Now, the previous market cycle, Bitcoin topped out at 19,700. Where did it consolidate after its initial crash? Right? It started consolidating and finding support at this 50% retracement level, right? And then once it consolidated, right, it came back up. You get rid of that. It came back up and made two local highs up here at 13,000 and another local high at 12,000. Now these, in this situation, would have been our local highs that we calculate our 50% retracements off of, our 50% where we're going to potentially put in our limit orders, right? If you used the purple line, the purple local high, you caught almost the bottom of this flash crash, right? If you used the more recent, and I'm a big fan of using whatever's most recent, the most recent local high, you caught the bottom wick of this flash crash at $6,000 just about perfectly, right? So that's just one little case study. There's plenty of case studies in Bitcoin's chart of these flash crashes. So I would contend that placing a limit, again, not financial advice, but where I'm going to be placing my limit orders, right, are right here at the negative 33% retracement level of our base resistance, or our most recent local high at 41,000, right? Same thing with 50,000. Now I think this, or same thing with the negative 50%. Now I think this level, 20,670, is solid because it's within our initial range of where we think support would come in a catastrophic event. It's within our support zone, but it's probably less likely to be filled than the negative 33% one, because we'd have to come all the way down to 20K. However, if we do see a catastrophic flash crash, right, I think we'd see a bounce back, but this is within our zone and it's above 20K. So it's not like we're trying to get really greedy, right, and try to find a buy down here below 20K. We would be likely to get filled if we did come all the way down to this range, right? Now, last thing, this liquidation protection line. As I mentioned before, if you're, right, so we placed our limit buys at negative 33% and negative 50%, managing our risk. As I mentioned, if you're using 5 to 10% of your portfolio in stablecoins, how do you amplify that to 10, 15, 20, 25%, 30% of your portfolio? You can use mild leverage, 2x or 3x. I don't recommend using this in leverage unless you're very comfortable with it. Our liquidation protection line is taking the 50% retracement from our local low, right? So our worst case scenario is how bad could this really get if people really aggressively started shorting Bitcoin on 2x leverage, right? They would run out of being able to, they would run out of the ability to protect their liquidation points as soon as Bitcoin got to about 14,300. Do I think Bitcoin's going this low? No, this is like our catch-all safety net, right? And this is our catch-all safety net because we're placing our liquidation points if we use leverage below this level, right? So if we place buy orders here at 33%, negative 33% from our local base resistance or our local high, and we place another order here at negative 50%, what leverage would we be comfortable with using that puts us below this level? And the answer is simple. I'm not going to go into the calculations behind this, but for this example, it would be 2x, right? Because a 50% retracement from 27,500 or so on 2x leverage, your liquidation point would be roughly 13,500, which is going to put you below 13,700, which is going to put you below this 14,000 line, right? Same thing goes for the 50%. We might be comfortable using maybe 3x, right? 3x leverage. If you want to do the math really quickly, so I did lie. I am going to do the math for you guys. Coordinates here exactly are 2670, right? If we want to find our liquidation point from a buy on 3x leverage from $20,670, you just divide by 1.5, right? So that's going to put our liquidation point at 13,780, which is below our liquidation protection line. Now, last thing, one thing I like about this particular liquidation protection line is if we extend it out, it's very close to previous resistance back in June of 2019, right? So maybe you could even argue making a liquidation protection band and maybe just moving down your liquidation protection line down to this previous resistance at about 13,825. But it just so happens that our corrections, right, our flash crash projections, if we do see a flash crash, at 2x and 3x leverage perfectly put us below this level, right? So for those of you who may be wondering, I don't have these written down. The first one would be a 33% correction from our local high. That's $27,560. The second one, a 50% correction from our local highs, $20,670. Now, this is Bitcoin, and we're using Bitcoin as a proxy for the rest of the market. But now, token metrics, we're kind of all about altcoins, right? We're very bullish on altcoins, and a lot of our products and investment research are centered around altcoins, right? We're kind of Ethereum maximalists in some ways, and I'm big into Ethereum, very bullish on Ethereum. Now, if you want to see this type of thing done for other altcoins, including Ethereum, head over to tokenmetrics.com, to Tokenmetrics TV. And this is what we're doing in my show, Token Metrics Foresights, for the next couple weeks, where we're going to be preparing for these different scenarios. We're going to be preparing to take profits if we go up. We're going to be preparing for a flash crash. We're going to be preparing for range trading, right? So if you want to see more of this on different cryptocurrencies and different altcoins, head over to Token Metrics TV. And that wraps up how to buy a flash crash. Oh, one last thing. If we see fast recovery from the flash crash, right, like we did in 2017, and we come back to retest, consider taking profits in the short term. Consider taking profits in the short term, especially if you went all in with your stablecoin balance. The reason being is because we could always go further down. We could find resistance and go further down, and you could find yourself in a situation where you don't have stablecoins. Do you have to take profits on 100% of what you bought? Absolutely not. Maybe it's 5, 10, 15%. But consider taking some short-term profits if the trade goes in your favor. And that now wraps it up for how to buy a flash crash.
All right. Thank you, Forrest. So if you enjoyed that, please smash the like button, subscribe, share this video with your friend, tell a friend to tell a friend. Not being in crypto is a financial crime. Crypto forever. And tell us what you think down below in the comments below. Okay, so let's now segue to the next segment for question of the day. What is the short-term outlook on Ethereum? Are you bullish or are you bearish? Tell us what you think. Go to menti.com, menti.com. Use the code 7706-4904. So let's go to Bill. What do you think about Ethereum? Are you bullish or bearish?
I'm going to describe myself as bullish and afraid. Okay. There is no cause in my mind for Ethereum to be below 1900. It is possible that the lows are in, but I'm braced for the worst, or I'm braced for something happening. So bullish and afraid.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Forrest?
Yeah, I know I just went over the flash crash scenario, and I was using the Bitcoin chart, but obviously if Bitcoin dropped, everything would drop. I'm bullish. I'm prepared for a flash crash. I agree with Bill. Flash crash is completely possible, and not preparing for one is a huge mistake. But guys, if you just expand your time horizon long enough, it's really, really tough to be bearish, right? Now, it's easy to be bearish if you keep your time horizon like near future in the next like week or two. But if you have a long-term investing time horizon, like I believe most people should, not financial advice, then it is so difficult to be bearish on Ethereum with everything going its way and all the development we're seeing in the ecosystem.
All right, thank you, Forrest. So actually, looking at the trading indicator, the low frequency for Ethereum, it's been bearish on Ethereum since 2600, right? Since May 23rd. So looking just purely at this, I would say for short term, if you're trading, things right now do look bearish on Ethereum. If we go to the high frequency, same thing. Since 2500, it's been bearish on Ethereum, and Ethereum has not done too much. Now, I believe one of the core developers for Ethereum did mention that they now have a date for the London hard fork upgrade. I believe it's in the first week of August. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But short term, I would say not looking good. Long term, still bullish, right? Long term, the next year or two, still very, very bullish on Ethereum. But in the short term, basically for this month, right now, I would say I'm still bearish. So let's see what the audience has to say. All right, so the audience is bullish. All right, they agree with you guys. So let's see what they have to say here. Charkan says, I agree. I think that's in terms of being bearish. Life says, at my buying point, this is a small dip. If I bought recently, I would not be happy. Somebody's saying Matic. Okay, not sure what that has to do with this, but congrats on Matic. Crypto Gamer says, the AI quant grade does not have the capability to see the August 4th EIP 1559 upgrade. Correct, it does not, but it looks at the data and it looks at whatever data it has and it tries to predict, right? And so far, I mean, if you're trading, it definitely did tell you to get out at around 2,500, saving you some money. And then also at Bitcoin, it turned bearish on Bitcoin at 50K. So it's definitely helping reduce the max drawdown and helping people take profits. All right, so thank you for that. Let's now segue to the next segment. Okay, it's time for thought of the week. Is crypto a great hedge against inflation? The options are yes, no, it's hard to say. Let's go to Bill. What do you think?
I have to think going into next year, the answer is yes, right? In other words, how are you going to pay for things next year and over the next 3 years if prices continue to rise, if shortages persist, and supply chains get disrupted further by the virus, right? Not having some crypto, right, seems to be a little bit, frankly, crazy, right? In other words, there is a large population out there that believes they should have $5,000 in what they call a monster box of silver coins. Used to be able to get one for about $5,000. Okay, well, what are you going to do with your monster box of silver coins? Can you buy anything with that? Now, I'm not saying precious metals are not a good investment. What I am saying is if prices continue to go up, the only asset class that I know of that can rise fast enough to keep up with inflation is crypto.
All right, thank you, Bill. Let's go to Forrest.
Yeah, I do think that crypto is a great store of value. I agree with everything Bill just said, and I'll also throw in that what are your other options as store of value? And look at the risk of investing in those options right now and ask yourself whether or not you want to take on that risk. I've contended in the past and on the previous live stream that crypto is actually, by some measurements, less risky than a lot of these other asset classes if you measure the deviation from fair value. So real estate in a bubble, S&P 500 equities in a bubble, precious metals in a bubble, gold has a pretty small drawdown. There's a case for it, but crypto is, yes, more volatile, but way closer to its fair value. It's not trading in a bubble after this latest crash. Were we in a bubble? Yes. When Bitcoin was at 60, it really above 35, 36,000. We were in a bubble. But since it's dropped back below 33, 34,000, we're by many definitions no longer trading in a bubble. And there's not any other store of value asset classes, in my opinion, that aren't trading in bubbles. So I think crypto is the place to have your money, not financial advice.
All right, thank you, Forrest. Yeah, I mean, I would have to agree as well. Not being in crypto is a financial crime, right? Because right now, having your assets in cash just does not make any sense. Inflation, they keep on telling us inflation is temporary, is transient, but now it's here to stay, right? Inflation is here in the developing world. We've seen inflation in Venezuela and Zimbabwe, but now it's here in America. I mean, yes, it's not hyperinflation, but it's coming, right? So just having your cash, your wealth there in a bank account, long term, if you're losing 5% every 5 to 15% every single year, eventually you will be broke, right? On paper, right? And in essence, the way to hedge against that is to find assets or investments that don't really correlate with the market. And crypto is perfect for that because crypto is really a whole new industry in finance, right? It's the next internet. And for us to be able to hedge versus that by investing in DeFi, by investing in altcoins, to me, this is a no-brainer, right? So my opinion is that, yes, crypto is a great hedge against inflation, but long-term, right? Only if you don't get wrecked, right? Because if you get wrecked, then nothing is going to really hedge against inflation, right? That's why you have to have sound research, right? And really think long-term and make sure what you're investing in is actually making you money. All right, so let's see what the audience has to say here. All right, and they say yes, it's a great hedge against inflation. So tell us what you think down below. Crypto Kitchen says maybe Jeff Bezos will be doing tomorrow is bringing the stock market back to earth. Okay. Okay, John says you lost me at using Ethereum as a store of value. I mean, we have lots of videos explaining why Ethereum is a store of value. We can definitely do a deep dive on that, but not today because we've done that probably ad nauseum. Somebody says hodl. Thanks, guys. Great as always. One of the best channels on crypto on YouTube to get good crypto information. Zoom out, guys. Think long term. Thank you, Life 77. All right. Okay. Mateo says BTC can't even get above the trade line right now. We are not ready to go higher. All right. So let's now segue to Crypto Showdown. So we're going through based on traffic on tokenmetrics.com in terms of popular altcoins. And the question is, what are the top altcoin picks for July? The options are Audius and Audio Token, Axie Infinity, AXS, and Pancake Swap, Cake Token. All right, let's go to Bill. What do you think?
Well, AXS has probably had its day, right? So it's tough to want to jump on something that's already 10x'd. I would say that could be a tie between Audius, right? Which, I'm going to let Forrest talk more about that. To me, it's kind of a no-brainer. Pancake Swap is the opposite. It's really, really beat up. So even though that's not the highest quality thing out there, believe it or not, that might be worth a look just because of how beat up it is. My preference would be audio.
All right, thank you, Bill. Let's go to Forrest.
Yeah, so by process of elimination, similar to what Bill just talked through, I'm not a big fan of Binance Smart Chain, right? So that kind of eliminates Pancake Swap. I know it's been beat up in terms of price and it could see another rally, but personally, I think Binance Smart Chain is going to get beaten up by some of the competitors out there like Solana and Avalanche. Then we've got Axie Infinity, which obviously very solid project, but as Bill mentioned, in terms of price action recently, it's already exploded. I think the easy money has been made there. Can it continue to have a really good growth trend line throughout the rest of this market cycle? Yes, but for me, the risk is too high. It's too far away from its trend line, right? And I think the risk of buying Axie Infinity in the short term is just too high right now. So that alone points me towards Audius, but Audius just happens to be a token that you guys know I'm very, very bullish on. I'm a huge fan of, right? In the same light that we just saw Axie Infinity, see a huge run up in the narrative of NFTs and decentralized gaming. Right, Audius is decentralized music, different vertical, but this is still the same NFT decentralized content type narrative. So I think Audius has a very, very bright future.
All right, thank you, Forrest. So the options we have are Audius, Axie Infinity, PancakeSwap. So looking at tokenmetrics at the Vision Trends Indicator, so PancakeSwap is still bearish, right? It's been bearish since about 1825. Now, if we go to Axie Infinity, it actually turned bullish at 617. So current price now is 1851. So it's actually made money for anybody who got in on July 1st. But it's been bullish for a long time. So I would say the trend possibly could continue. However, it has corrected briefly. And going to Audius recently turned bullish at $1.28 basically. So out of the three, I would have to go with Audius because it's the one that has turned bullish the most recently, while Axie Infinity, as Bill and Forrest have mentioned, it's already been bullish since July 1st, right? Now, disclosure, I do have Audius tokens. I am staking it. So I do believe in this long term. So I will not be surprised if this had a great month in July. So let's see what the audience has to say. Tell us what you think. Go and vote at mnt.com. Let me check the comments here. Somebody's saying Binance is fraudulent and making it hard for retail to get money out. Can't be trusted. Okay. Kiran says the revenue Axie produces is more than most DeFi protocols combined. Yes, I've been hearing of that. I've been hearing stories about people making money gaming. I think in Southeast Asia, I think Indonesia or Thailand or somewhere like that. People who aren't even in crypto just making money from gaming. I think I've heard stories of people making about $20 a day in Axie Infinity just gaming, which is actually pretty cool. Now, we did do a recent code review on Axie Infinity, and we did share that with our customers. So definitely check that out if you're a customer in the most recent newsletters. Kiran says Axie Infinity. All right, so let's see what the audience has to say. Drum rollers, please. The winner is Audius. All right, so the audience agrees. They believe Audius will do well in July. Tell us what you think. Do you think the audience is wrong or not? Tell us down below in the comments. And be sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Okay, let's now go to a question from the forum. This is at forum.tokenmetrics.com. So question is, start looking into altcoins or wait? Guys, if I have a little bit to invest, should I keep waiting till it drops more, or in general wait for next altcoin season? I'm kind of not doing anything at the moment. Some alts are down like Polygon. Should I start going in there or wait more? Thanks. All right, good question. Let's go to Bill. What do you think?
Yeah, with questions like this, I always start by saying you don't have to have all your money invested at the same time. So if you are starting from scratch in crypto, the next big red day, I would put 20% of your money into the market. That's like your Bitcoin, your Ethereum type stuff, not investment advice. Why? Because that will like laser focus your mind on what's going on with the market so you can make more of an informed decision about the other 80%, right? If Forrest teaches you anything, it's about the benefits of being a student of the market. One of the best ways to become a student is to become involved. Okay, now, should you jump into speculative plays as the market is dropping? Yes, maybe with another 20%, not investment advice, but you want to make sure that you don't get caught or you don't get too invested initially so you don't panic if there's a problem. Sometimes I think the best way to get invested is to buy dips once it really starts to go up, right? You want to see green, 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 red, buy, green, green, green. When you start seeing action like that, that's when you start maybe pushing more chips out there, especially if you're new. So not investment advice, but the best way to start is to start, right? Start with something.
All right, thank you, Bill. Forrest?
Yeah, I 100% agree with Bill. I think dollar cost averaging when you're new to crypto is a really good solution, right? You're not going to be exposing your entire portfolio, or you're not going to be exposing all your money to crypto all at once. Now, I'm a big fan of being heavily exposed to crypto, but when you're starting out and you're trying to pick an entry point, I think it makes sense to dollar cost average, like Bill was talking about. The other thing is, Bitcoin and Ethereum are both down over 50% from their all-time highs. If Bitcoin and Ethereum were at all-time highs, I would be saying not financial advice, but it's probably not the best time to invest unless we were just at the very beginning of a bull market. Right now, we're in the situation we're kind of we're in between a bull market and a bear market. We could go up, we could see further decline. However, historically, if you've bought Bitcoin or Ethereum 50% off of their all-time high, right, then you bought Bitcoin, right, in the last bull market, or the last bear market, rather, in the last correction, in the last market cycle, you bought Bitcoin at, give or take, $9,000, $10,000. That's a really good entry point for Bitcoin, given enough time. Same thing with Ethereum. If you bought 50% off of its 2017, 2018 bull market all-time high of $1,440, you bought Ethereum at $720. Imagine having Ethereum now at an average entry price of $720. That would be excellent. Now, did it drop well below that? Yes. And that's why it makes sense to keep some of your money on the side to continue buying if it goes lower, dollar cost average in initially. But buying 50% off is, I think, a great time to start that dollar cost averaging process.
All right, thank you, Forrest. And I have to agree as well. I mean, so I would say if you're looking to buy, but don't buy everything with just one fell swoop, right? Be patient, because what if we go lower, right? Because right now, as we've kind of shown with our analysis, the market is basically going sideways, right? So what I like to do is wait until there's blood in the streets, wait until there's a crash, wait until people are essentially wrecked, right? Kind of like with the pandemic, when altcoins were down 40% in one day. That's a good time to buy, right? Not just 40% over time, but 40% in one day, right? So even last month, or actually not last month, or back in May, when altcoins went down 20, 30%, or when Bitcoin dropped 60% in 12 days, that was a good time to buy, right? Not everything, but so for me, it's kind of dollar cost averaging, but when there's blood in the water, right? So it's not really about dollar cost averaging every single month, but it's more of dollar cost averaging when there's panic, right? Because in that sense, you want to buy the dip, right? Or you want to buy the blood, pardon my graphicness. But in that sense, I think that's probably the way I would do it. But tell us what you think. What do you guys do? Crypto Kitchen says patience is key. Use data, not emotions, to make better buying choices. Absolutely, absolutely. All right. So with that being said, let's segue to the next section. Okay. All right. So we're going to do a brief Q&A, and then we're actually going to wrap this up, because I'll be traveling to Europe after a long time, last minute travel. So I will be in Paris for the Ethereum CC blockchain conference. So if you to all our friends in Paris, to mon ami, very, very excited to be there. So hopefully we'll catch you there. I'm not sure if we'll be able to host an event, because I know the COVID regulations there are pretty strict. But if you're there for the conference, definitely contact us. All right. With that being said, the first question is, hi, is this a good time to invest in Casper Labs? Okay, very good question. Very good question. Let's go to Bill. Is now a good time to invest in Casper Labs?
Okay, so let's talk about Casper. Let me just share my screen. Okay, so there's a saying about bottom picking is an expensive sport. Okay. And when you have something like this that, has gone down as much as it has, like you can't even keep the whole chart on the screen. All right. You can bottom fish in Casper Lab at 6 cents but you can't be upset if it goes to 3, right? Generally speaking, I would be more constructive on this if it held like around 7 cents. So above 7 cents, you could have some confidence that say the bulls were in charge. That's the 62% retracement of the recent up move. So clearly there's people out there who want to buy this. The big question with Casper is, is there going to be another flush lower in the broader crypto market? I would much prefer to buy Casper if it was moving through 7 cents strongly rather than buy it as it slumps just below it.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Forrest, what do you think about Casper Labs?
Yeah, so Casper's an amazing project, and it does have a very low market cap right now at I believe 62 million, 63 between 62 and 63 million in market cap. However, the issue is it's got roughly 8 to 9% of its supply circulating right now. So it really comes down to the token emission schedule. And I'm not sure exactly when more Casper tokens are coming out, but anytime the supply or the circulating supply increases, that's going to create negative pressure on price action. So do I think, at 62, $63 million, do I think Casper could potentially be undervalued and maybe it rallies really sharply and we see it give amazing returns? Sure. And I think you could make the argument that maybe it makes sense to start making small purchases of Casper, but I wouldn't be diving all in right now with only 9% of the tokens circulating. And I would do my own research on the token emission schedule. Right before, and then the other thing is, as far as where it finds support, I would look potentially for it to find support at around whatever the private sale price was at, through CoinList. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I want to say it was 3 cents. So if Casper's trading at 7 cents right now, I would imagine there's going to be some pretty decent support in some way or another at around whatever the token sale price was. So I would maybe look at that as a potential bottom as well.
All right. Thank you, Forrest. Yeah, I would say right now it's definitely very tough to say. The technology is good. It's definitely not anywhere close to Ethereum in terms of adoption, because one thing is having the actual technology, then also getting developers to build on your platform and in the ecosystem. However, with that being said, it is on my watch list of projects to watch. We think there could be some possible upside, as Forrest mentioned. Market cap right now is around 62 million, which seems good. However, as Forrest mentioned, the supply, right? Right now, basically a tenth of the tokens are actually out there. So if anything, I would just watch this, because right now this is down 94% from the all-time high, and it's down 75% in 1 month, right? So we basically called this right by being patient and not buying this, right? Because at the end of the day, it's not just about finding great projects, it's about finding a great entry. And although this was a great project, the entry was not there, right? And we've been proved right by saving all this, right? Now, if, as Forrest mentioned, I think maybe now could be a time to start slowly accumulating over time, right? Maybe every month or every quarter you buy some. Like today, it's down 25%, right? So that to me is actually very, very attractive. However, I don't have any plans to buy just yet. If anything, for me, I'm probably going to wait until there's some kind of upcoming catalyst event in their roadmap. Maybe some projects building, maybe some DEXs on their platform or something. Right now, I'm not seeing any catalyst event that's going to keep the price up in the short term to midterm, right? So as a result, I expect this to keep on getting pummeled. So hopefully that answers your question. Okay, for the project questions, Eternity Chain, I would say just check Tokenmetrics for the review, right? Because we do have that up there, I believe. Okay, this is more of a technical question. Okay, so let's see here. What percent of your Matic bag are you staking? Oh, I mean, at this point, I'm probably staking about a quarter of my Matic. I have to double check because pretty much for me it's take and forget. So I think it's about 25% of my Matic I'm staking. Because at the end of the day, you never know what could happen, right? Because it's crypto, and smart contracts do get hacked, even the ones with good projects, right? So I don't believe in staking everything because what if it gets hacked, right? So for me, the threshold is typically 25%, maybe max 30%. And then the rest, I do have some on Aave that I'm borrowing against. Anybody here staking Matic? I don't believe so, right?
Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Okay, all right. Like, let me get a few questions here and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, so a few reputable crypto investing experts have predicted with confidence that the corrections in the next bear market will be more like 40 to 50% than 80 to 90%. What are your thoughts? Let's go to Bill.
Okay, so this is the quintessential crystal ball question, right? Will crypto go to zero? That's the 80 to 90% correction. I think the only way crypto goes down 80, 90% is if legacy takes it down, right? In other words, if all assets crash, crypto goes with it. Crypto doesn't go down 80 to 90% by itself. Okay. So I think the 40, 50% number is correct because I believe this is a correction, not a flat out bear market.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Bill. Let's go to Forrest.
Say it. So for one thing, yes, I would expect decreasing volatility over time as the market matures. Right, I would expect the deviations from Bitcoin's fair value to decrease. Same thing goes for Ethereum, and as market cap of a project goes up, it should become less volatile over the long term. However, the kind of the basis of this question completely depends on how high the bull market goes, right? So if 65,000 was the top for Bitcoin, then it would make sense that a bear market only brings it down 40, 50, 60%, right? But if the top for this bull market for Bitcoin is $300,000, an 80% correction brings Bitcoin back to $60,000. You have to remember, last year, Bitcoin in 2020, after in the pandemic, dipped to like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, right? So in a bear market, if the new low was $60,000, that could still be an 80% correction, depending on how high it goes in the first place. So it really depends. It really depends on where the peak is and how high it goes. If we don't go high, then 40, 50% corrections all day. If we go, parabolic up to 17,000 Ethereum, 20,000 Ethereum, an 80% correction brings us back down to $4,000, right? So yeah, if we go to 20K Ethereum, I do think an 80% correction is completely possible. But if we only go to $4,300, then I don't think we're going to see an 80% correction off of an all-time high of $4,300, $4,400 on Ethereum.
All right. Thank you, Forrest. Yeah, I mean, I think in general, the belief is that, or if looking at the data, each bull market, Bitcoin doesn't drop as much, right? Because it's getting more mature. Kind of like the same thing with altcoins, right? Altcoins typically dropped, like last bull market, altcoins, well, the bad altcoins, lost 95 to 99% of their value. Ethereum, I believe, lost 90 to 95% of its value, while Bitcoin, I believe, lost about 85% of its value, right? So the assumption is this market cycle, in the next bear market, yes, there will be a crash, but it won't be as bad because Bitcoin is more mature, it's more proven, it's more stable, right? So if anything, I would expect Ethereum to maybe drop 80 to 85% like Bitcoin, and Bitcoin to drop a lot less, let's say less than 80%, maybe 70 to 80%. I don't know. But in general, I mean, 40 to 50%, that seems too conservative of a drop in my opinion. But tell us what you think down below. All right, anyway, time for us to wrap things up here, unfortunately. Bill, any last words to our crypto family?
Yes, sir. Please be careful in Paris. Remember, there is no crystal ball. At the end of the day, when you're not watching us, you have to be your own guide and make sure that when you have a position, that you're comfortable with your position. That doesn't mean FOMO in or panic sell out. Just make sure you manage risk and you understand scenarios of what can and cannot happen.
All right, thank you, Bill. Forrest?
Kind of in theme with what we talked about today with preparing for a flash crash is just be prepared for multiple situations and don't overcomplicate it, right? We're hammering home the idea of buying the dip, buy the flash crash, buy when price goes down, buy on red days, buy when there's blood in the street, right? So if the price goes down and you have stable coins or you have money to put into the market and you're being financially responsible, and obviously not financial advice, but if the market goes down, it's a good time to buy. If we chop sideways, it's probably a good time to continue to accumulate, maybe dollar cost average, maybe value invest. And if we go up, that's the time to sell and take profits. You don't have to, people freak out when you talk about selling, right? Like you're bearish on crypto if you sell crypto, and that's not the case at all. We want to take profits, and you don't have to sell everything, right? You can sell 3% of your holdings. You can sell 5% of your portfolio with the intent to buy back, or you can convert, take profits by taking a loan out against it. There's a ton of ways to benefit regardless of which direction the market goes in. So if you're getting anxious about the market, just simplify it, right? Just simplify it and have a plan regardless of what happens in terms of price action, up, down, or sideways.
All right, sounds good. All right, that being said, I would say stick with us. Tokenmetrics has your back. We've been here, whether it's a bear market, bull market, we're not going anywhere. We're here to help you go to the moon and beyond. So stick with us. Check out Tokenmetrics TV. If you enjoy these weekly live streams, you'll definitely enjoy our daily content on TMTV. And we're adding even more shows. We're also adding the podcast as well. So stick with us. We're your friends in all things crypto. And as we like to say,
We just landed on the moon
the moon is not the limit. To the moon and beyond. Thank you, crypto family. We'll see you next week, or we'll see you actually tomorrow on Tokenmetrics TV. Have a good day.
Life-changing money to a point where you can buy your mom and dad a brand new house, right? You can pay for college loans. You can invest in your future, not have to work again, pursue your dreams, your passion, not have to have a job, work that 9-to-5 grind, right? Break the system, hack the system. This is what this show is all about.
They said relax but never retire. Feeling detached, never inspired. They told me relax but I can't retire. I'm feeling detached, never inspired. Like I would live on but never relied. You know the system, AM till 5. They try to say our jobs and give on. They living a lie. Now here's the mission, die or decide. The corporate life is so redundant when your freedom isn't free. It comes to being someone, just believe that you can be. And now how can I have hunger when they tell me when to eat? How can I lead others when they tell me who to meet? Then they tell me when to come and then they tell me when to leave. They say how much to give and then forget how much I need. It's the precious to succeed with the lessons of the greed. I question who to be and saw this message is in me. I gotta know.
Life-changing money.
I wanna work for myself, I gotta work for myself, I gotta go.
You can invest in your future,
Bring
not have to work
spirits to the
again.
moon, put nerves on the shelf, I gotta know.
Pursue your dreams, your
I
passion.
wanna stay free or want the safety, I gotta go.
Break the system, hack the system.
Although they paid me,
This is what the
they
show is
never
all
made
about.
me. I wanna relax, forever retire. I wanna detach, I'm feeling inspired. They told me relax, but I can't retire. I gotta detach, gotta decide. They got me thinking I would live on, but never rely. You know the system, AM AM till 5. They try to say a job's a give on. They living a lie. Now here's the mission. Die or decide. You or die now. Hey, hey, I will never be a wage slave. I gotta stay made. Hey, hey, hey. I used to see this in the 8th grade. Wasn't a day late. Hey, hey, hey. I found the love that I was seeking. Life that I'm leading. Hey, hey, hey. Now I can do this every weekend, cause I'm a free man. I was in Tokyo, riding the job wheel, the rodeo, dancing with the devil for payment. I couldn't do-si-do, but I was driven. The mission gave me an open road. Made a decision to whip him like it's a motor show. 6-figure slave, I was paid, wasn't well though. Heard of crypto underground, it became my railroad. Started making earnest money, it's for whom the bell tolls. Went from wishing for sales closed to sales. Now I can relax, forever retire. Now I'm detached, forever inspired. Now I can relax, forever retired. I had to detach, had to decide. And now I'm thinking I can live on and not just survive. You know this system, AM till 5. They try to say a job's a give on. They live in a lie. I made a mission, die or decide. Do or die now. Crypto retirement, yeah, that's where my mind went. Started thinking higher, now they can't hire my time spent. No, not retire like 65 when your job ends. More like an island, and if I'm by it, I buy it. Free travel, dealership, sweet dabble. I reign like Leeds Castle, you reign like Seattle. We went from sheep cattle to eating beef and mackerel at feasts. No lassos, just beliefs me in a saddle. You gotta know.
Like life changing, like
you wanna work for yourself, you gotta work for yourself, you gotta go.
not have to work again.
Raise spirits to the moon, put nerves on the shelf, you gotta know.
Pursue your dreams, your passion.
You wanna stay free or want the safety? You gotta go.
This is what this show is all about.
Although they paid you, they never made you. No, we can relax, forever retire. Now we detach, forever inspired. Now we can relax, forever retire. We had to detach, had to decide. And now we know that we can live on and not just survive. We left the system, AM till 5. They try to say our jobs a give on. They live in a lie. We made a mission, die or decide. Do or die now.
I'm here to put you guys on and share all the different resources and tips I come across in my journey to making $1 million and making $1 billion, right? I'm trying to share this with the world for free. I'm not here to sell you some $2,000 course, ebook, webinar, whatever, right? I'm here to put you guys on the game for free, open source, right? The same model as blockchain, Bitcoin, or these cryptocurrencies. I'm here to share everything with you guys.
TokenMetrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com.